I wanted that to be the picture that you see when you click on this video. Hi guys. I would love just to share a quick update on what God did through the word Ephesians last year. So on New Year's Eve, I asked him for a word, and I sat and I listened, and I felt like God said Ephesians. And little did I know what that word was going to mean. I asked the Lord, okay, what do I do? I guess memorize chunks of it, meditate on it, study it throughout the whole year. But on top of that, God had a lot in store. So this is kind of rapid fire, but here you go. At the very beginning of the year, I was volunteering with the youth group at my church, and the pastor decided to preach exegetically, which is verse by verse through Ephesians, which I thought was super cool. It's like, oh, perfect timing, right? So with those high schoolers that I was getting to do life with, we were in the book of Ephesians. Then I got invited to be a part of a Bible study. It was in a smaller group of 6 of us and a couple of newer believers, and the book that we were working through was Ephesians, and I thought that was super cool. At the end of that Bible study, there was some deliverance, casting out demons, divine appointment, and it was great. Then several times throughout the first few months, as well as the entire year, the word Ephesians kept being highlighted to me, whether it was at church or in a podcast I was listening to. And almost every time, I'd go to pick something, maybe say on YouTube to listen to, like a sermon or something. I would pick a topic, and then the preacher would just happen to be preaching on Ephesians. So it confirmed so many times throughout the year that I was listening to what I was supposed to be listening to. I was supposed to be where God wanted me to be. I actually visited several churches in other cities and other countries, and I prayed about where to go to church each of these times. And you guys, it happened like 4 or 5 times throughout the year where I got there and they were preaching on Ephesians, and I was like, of course they're preaching on Ephesians. It's the word that God gave me for the year, which was super reassuring that I was right where God wanted me to be. One of those times was at a Greek evangelical church here in Athens. I prayed that morning, God, I don't know where to go to church this morning, and then I ended up there, and so that was cool. Another time, it was in Denver, Colorado. Yeah, just all over the place. Super cool. I did not know at the beginning of the year that I would get to go to Ephes. Literally, I'd get to go to the place that this book was written to. And so once I moved to Greece and I got here and we planned the trip, it was just like the culmination of everything. I was so excited, and there was divine appointments there. It was, honestly, I got there and I was just like in shock and in awe that God would give me the word, and that I would get to stand there where Paul and so many others had stood. That was a really, really sweet, precious moment with the Lord. Yeah. Okay, wait, let me look at my notes. There's like 1 or 2 things I'm forgetting. Oh, yes. So, another thing that God did through that word is right before I moved to Greece, I was encouraged to pray about joining the prayer team, and I was like, I'm about to leave in like a month. I only have like a couple Sundays left. But then God actually asked me 3 times, and so finally I said yes. And it was cool because the first morning that I went to this pre-prayer service, the theme for the prayer meeting was Ephesians. And so I was on the prayer team technically for 1 week at my church before I left. Yeah, I hope that wasn't too rapid fire, but it was really, really cool to see God highlight so many things to me through that book. I did memorize chunks of it, and I just love the book of Ephesians now. It's for sure one of my favorite books of the Bible. And at the beginning of January, I asked God if he wanted me to, like, if there was a new word for this year, and I felt like he actually said stay in Ephesians, so this month I've still kind of been in Ephesians, and it's come up a few times. I got to read it the other day here at the Bible school that I'm at right now, like out loud at chapel, so there was just, again, Lots of Ephesians. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this 5-minute video, and if you have any questions, let me know. I love you guys very much, and I pray that you would get to, I pray that the Lord's face would shine upon you, and that you would hear him speak, and that you would just be given, as it says in Ephesians, the spirit of wisdom and revelation and the knowledge of him, that you'd be given strength to comprehend with all of the saints the depths of God's love. The last thing I'll say is I felt like everywhere that I got to go, I got to pray verses in Ephesians over people, and over places and over nations. And so at every church I went to, almost every single Bible study, like even homes that I went inside of, I remember thinking and praying verses in Ephesians over them. As well as, for a Christmas break, I went to London and then Sweden, and it was just really cool to be praying the same thing over so many different kinds of people in so many places, and myself pretty much every day. Praise God. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Love you guys, and we'll talk soon.